Hmm. That was unfortunate. Because you knew he was gonna build a graffiti. I have nothing to comment about it. Nobody. This is a kind of risky void rush. Especially if you don't have vision. I would rather use it at like high stam. And low stam, I mean. Like around, right around this much. And then you should, like, around 5 stam. And then they should be right around here. Void rush to this part. They could easily dodge this side, and then they just run. Without with you and your end leg, they just have more distance over you. And then they ended up having a stamina advantage. You were lucky this N7 was here. Good curve around that. Good attention on the graffiti. Since you know you're already at a stamina advantage here, even though they have distance, you still have stamina advantage. It's better to just take over the graffiti if you know you have stamina advantage. Look, here's Builder right over here. He doesn't have much distance, so even after destroying the graffiti, so that's actually pretty good Nova. If he dodges here, it's still 15 damage. If he dodges here, it's still free 15 damage. Great Nova. Okay. Hold on. He will definitely predict that you will Nova over here. Especially if he's already seen that you know it. So he's also gonna predict that Nova is coming, so be aware for that. Especially if you're overusing the same Nova spell. Please reset. No. Didn't do it, should reset. We're here. You're definitely too greedy for this. Like, good 10 damage, but like, you didn't. I would at least wait until like this part, and then. Because especially if you have distance on them and you can have an easy rush. I think you just hold it in and they will just juke it out and have a stamina advantage after. Even if you miss the slam, you still have a stamina disadvantage after dodging it. So I would recommend just hold it in. Just like Tofu said, you were too greedy. Pace reset here. Okay. Not a mistake. You already saw 2-time coming up. Then you just late reaction, you didn't turn around. It was already positioned right here. So you keep in mind of the 2 times location. I know I'm not talking, but like you should be aware.
Are you kidding? I hate this, but yeah.
Okay, this was pretty great, but like it worked out. Especially if you can just dodge around here. See how your Void Rush just curves around here. It doesn't hit this part, so you can just dodge around here. Okay, that was crazy, boy. And you can target switch it to B, then you just I don't know why, but especially if there's a clone, bro. You should be aware. That's a clone. Especially how they remove. Look. Oh, he's been definitely gonna make you. That's why be aware. See what I mean? See what I mean? You were too. Okay, now you have a stamina advantage here, and you can freely switch. And they just kept rotating. And so now you have to take next time. Nova around the middle should work since it covers most of this side. Now he has no choice but to like dodge. No time to dodges are like late reaction. So if you're gonna aim over here, it's not gonna cover the whole middle. If you go over here, yes, the entire thing. So he has no choice but to go middle, and which has a larger range. You still have a stat advantage here if you choose to do 3.5 damage, but you have. I don't know why you Nova, especially a high stam, and you detonated it too, so I wouldn't recommend doing Nova. Especially if there's like a lot of time on the clock, so. Same thing. They can just refill your voice. Like, there's pretty much no. So, I would think of it. Okay, that's just a curve. So he's not gonna hide behind here because that's gonna be way too obvious. You should know comp players aren't too obvious. You can freely curve around this area, but then you just to go that side. I wish you could have curved around it a little more, especially if you know he's going to the. Especially if you go to the grasslands, you should have curved it around. Like right here. And then it's gonna be a definite stamina advantage, I think. No, that's just way too obvious. You're gonna know you're gonna Nova here, so. And you had distance on you, so he had time to react. I'd rather do it just close range instead of far range, especially for an N7. There you go. No, no. Okay, nice go, no, I would have definitely killed him. One of them just got you. That's good vision. Okay, you can't expect N7 players to actually teleport. Especially in comp. They're mostly never gonna do that except in puppies. So I think you should just go directly to their location. Then if you don't teleport, I don't know why you pre-ring you. So this is Ricky's mistake. Now you have a stamina advantage. And you kept running over here. Like down this line. So he probably has like 70 stam and you have 100. Just pause. Nice. One there. Now you did it right. See, now you had this. See, this is the song. We'll see what you did here. See? He had distance on you. Okay. Nova here and you. Alright, fine. Alright, GG's. There's a lot. It could be easily fixed. That's all I have to give.